studies until recently show that females prefer male bosses, but Gallup's research showcases a pendulum swing in the US, with 55% of Americans having no preference about the gender of their boss. But women have often had, and still do, the reputation of being the tough, emotional and intimidating boss. Does this come down to a gender, or is it character? Julie, do you believe in the queen bee phenomenon at work?
Look, I think I'm I'm part of that 55% that really has no opinion about whether their boss is male or female.
Well, that will probably be based on your experience. So you've probably had...
So I think I can only speak from my experience. I've had male and female, and I haven't really noticed any difference. But maybe that's because I've only worked in teaching environments and caring environments. If I had been in business or marketing or finance, maybe it'd be different. I don't know. You've worked in other things.
Lost. What's the queen bee thing?
Well, I guess that's the boss who is the intimidating, tough one, a bit catty, that sort of thing. So that's, they can have a reputation. She's owning it, people. So do you think you'd be a good boss?
I actually haven't had a lot of people work under me. I'm a sort of a sole trader, but I'm pretty hard. I have a standard that I want done in my job,
Do you feel a little bit sorry for women in that when they've come in, it's been dominated by men, and as they've come in, they've had to prove themselves, and they've had a different culture to sort of work with while they prove themselves?
I think it goes back to the industry. It depends on what industry you're in. Some industries are more cutthroat than others, but I've worked for both men and female bosses who I feel like have both been great bosses, but it just all depends on their experience and their own knowledge, because you can have bad and pros and cons in both. And I think it all comes back down to that experience. And you can tell an inexperienced boss because they do feel threatened by,
they don't know how to manage
their juniors.
They don't know how to lead.
I wouldn't like to come into a new job with a preconceived idea that I've got a woman boss, I better be careful or on my guard. I think it would be a shame to go in with that attitude.
I love that this study that they've showed that 55% are sort of going, it doesn't matter either way. That's the first time it's been like that. So beforehand, it's predominantly been, I want a male boss, and that's from males and females.
I mean, you can get really bad male bosses, can't you, that are really weak and washy and don't know how to manage. So
is this then a leadership thing? Is it this that people get into these positions where they have to make decisions but are not necessarily good leaders?
Well, going back, I also think that it depends on the person themselves, the character, their own experience and what they bring to the job. You can be a mean person and bring that meanness to your job, but you can be a lovely person and bring that lovely person. But I also think at home, sometimes people who wear the pants at home don't tend to wear the pants at work, and vice versa.
You don't think they bring that across when they...
No, I think they power trip at work sometimes. That's been my experience.
I would have thought you brought the same personality to work. I think it also depends on the culture of the business. If the business is promoting people with those kind of personality traits, that's who you're going to get as your boss.
Well, look, you may prefer a male boss, but what sort of leaders do you want your daughters and sons to be? Well, we can change that culture by letting them see us encourage each other and build each other up. We want to make the hero makers of tomorrow.